Good afternoon, guys. I got in here so late, and welcome. My name is Bongi, and I am a fitness coach. I also help people to start doing their happy fit life. To start enjoying life more. I do this by helping them to do things that I call is happy fit moves. Hello there. So what happens in these happy fit moves is that we go deeper into the emotions that one might be feeling and try and pave a way in order to make sure that the person can be able to move forward in spite of whatever that they might have gone through. I hope I am... Why did I do this? I am audible. I decided to put it here. So yeah, that's what I do. And today I wanted us to just discuss quickly and talk about the painful mistakes that we do for happiness and what are like those mistakes and all of that. So from today, tomorrow, and the other day, I will then be going through one of each of those mistakes and discussing those. So the mistakes that we do for happiness, and they cause us so much pain. Today we're going to discuss one of that. Tomorrow we're going to discuss the other, and the third one will be on Thursday. Yeah. So today it's Tuesday. It's been a long day. It feels like it's 2 days in one. Yeah. Okay. My background is that at some point I was depressed, and at some point I went to a mental hospital, and I came out of that, and I got back, and I decided that I have to be happy for myself, and I have to live better and do moves that will make sure that I am a happier person than I was, because I saw that life is so short. Well, life is very long, but it's very short when you... What is this? Life is very long, is short. Life is short actually, but it's very long when you're living it in a very, way where you are not happy at all. Hi, Malevza. Hello. So today we're discussing the mistake number one that we do for happiness, in the name of happiness. The mistake that I want us to talk about is the mistake that has to do with validation addiction. And what happened to this mistake is that we do this until we end up being depressed. Right? We end up being depressed. So I'm going to just break it down a bit. Validation addiction is the things that you do just to make sure that you get other people to validate you, to justify you, to love you, to make you feel that you are important, right? Without you having to do that for yourself. And most times when we do this validation thing and we want this validation from other people, it's because we don't have it in us. We feel and we have feelings of not enough, not feelings of not loving ourselves. We have a lot of things that might have happened to us, and these things, they drag us so much down that as we grow older and we become adults, we then tend to want to always do things that will make other people happy, do things that will only make us get more likes, make us get more, likes even in real life, to be liked by a whole lot of people. But we do these at our own expense. We do these things at our own expense. while we're busy trying to get this and that, we lose our sense of being. We lose who we really are. We become even more unhappy while we're trying to be happy, you know. So the kind of things that we would do, we all know. We all know the kind of things that we would do. Sometimes we know that we're tired, but we go to a family gathering because we want to be seen. We want people maybe to even see that our dresses are so nice, and we want people to give us compliments. We do a lot of things. We do decideful things just to put on a surface that, okay, we are happy, we are this, we are this. One of the very basic validation that we do as people, and we did long time ago, is when we're growing up in our families and nobody cared about us at all. And maybe this is the reason why the whole thing of wanting to be validated came about. We grew up in our families, nobody cares about us, or they just see us, and we're not the kids who are so clingy and all of that. We just do things on our own, and as we grow up, we have that sense of wanting to belong. We have that sense of wanting to be loved, but nobody really is giving us that kind of attention. And then when we grow older, we then tend to do things, we want to act more, just to then get the love that we didn't get. We want that same kind of validation. Then now that we're old, we go and get it in a very unspeakable ways. So those are the things. One also is when you were growing up, you find that because you were not at all a person who was loved at home, we're not at all a person who was interesting at home. You were just like, sit there, do this, and then you find yourself having to do so much well at school that you want to have good grades, and you just want to excel. You want to do this because you want to come back home and say, look, this is what I've done. And then you get that, oh, thank you, come here, and you have done well. But most of the time we don't get those things, because as we do, and we do these things, people, they think that, no, now you're always clever, it was expected of you. When are you always like that? It was expected of you too. We're expecting you vele. Unjalo, you know. Then you grow, you're accumulating these things, you're trying to say, listen, I'm here, recognize me, but nobody cares. And you grow old with that, a gap inside of you that nobody cares about me. I've been doing so much and so well, you know, good things, and trying so hard. And one of the things that also makes us to lose it when it comes to this validation addiction thing is the fact that we tend to want to do a lot of things. The more we are not getting the attention, we tend to do more. Even the more we're getting a little bit, because we've been longing for a lot of validation and attention from others, we tend to do more of that so that we can get more of what we perceive as the positive feedback back from other people. And as we do that, we lose our happiness. Sometimes, we get involved in, peer pressure with a lot of people that are not good for us, because we want to belong, we want to be validated, we want to be, all of that. And we tend to lose us. We lose a lot from us by doing that, and we become so tired. Childhood things. Yeah, the childhood things, it's the beast. And the childhood things are actually the source of our unhappiness right now, all the things that might have happened when you were a kid, all the things that you know happened, all the things that you don't know happened, they are the ones that are finding us now here, because we never dealt with those things. We didn't know how to deal with them, and we grow with these things, and everything that we do as we grow, it actually point us back to what might have been done to us or what we might have done to ourselves, and we continue doing those. So our point of reference becomes like it's a backward way than being, saying, okay, this has happened to me, but how do I move forward to then redesign and maybe take those mistakes and those painful mistakes and build and make them building blocks to ensure that I step on them to go over and achieve better things, but in a very good state of mind still. All right. So with the validation addiction thing, people tend to also work so hard. Like I said, they work so hard because they want to be validated. They want somebody to say, hey, thank you. They want somebody to say, oh, well done. But we don't get that. And it goes on and on as you grow. I mean, I said peer pressure. As you grow and you start working, you still need this validation. You work so hard. I think the bad thing about it is the whole mental frame in terms of how then you deal with you wanting to be validated. Is the fact that you tend to do a lot. You expand yourself. You stretch yourself so much doing the things, but you are not happy. Now, the thing is that validation is an outside thing. It's something that you can get from outside, but we forget that you can still get the same internally. You can really validate yourself and tell yourself that you are doing well. And you don't have to do well for everyone, but as long as you're doing well for yourself. But we forget those things. Because also nobody told us that we must be the people who look from inside. We are always told that you need to do a lot for other people. We are always told that we need to be better people for other people. We need to achieve this and that and help other people. We are not, whatever that we do, we are not doing it for ourselves. Of which that is not, it's not a bad thing, but the energy that you do that with, it's also a very bad thing that would then drag you down. A bad thing that will see you going into a mental hospital and sitting there and staying there for a longest time. And sometimes you don't even go there, but you depend on some, substances, things, also other addictions that will make you just to calm yourself down because you're longing for something and you are not getting it. And one of the things also that messes us up more is when we're never given attention by the people whom they hold higher authority in our lives as we're growing up. Not being given attention by a teacher at school, not being given attention by our parents, not being given attention by our maybe siblings who are older than us, whatever. All of those things, they come back and haunt you. And they stay with you all the time until you decide to say, you bring all that fight and you say, what does this mean now that I am an older person? What can I learn from what has happened to me? And what can I take to make sure that I build the life and the mindset that I want to have in life? So I find many people would be telling me that, oh no, this happened to me, this happened to me, and this is why I am not happy right now. And I'll be like, okay, you know exactly what happened to you and what maybe you might have contributed for whatever the thing. That it matters, it's there, it's something that is there, and it cannot be taken away from you. But you owning it and making it yours and even calling it a name, giving it a name, even maybe taking medication for it without you solving it and trying to face yourself, your older self, and your younger self and yourself now, and then try to make a distinction of how you would want to be. Because you see, life is just like that. Life will continue whether you want to live in the past or you want to live in the present going forward, or you want to live in the future and think about all the bad things that might happen in the future because bad things happened to you in the past. So, but when you then become mindful and say, you know what, I know that I tried so hard to get validation from other people. I became tired, I became anxious, I became depressed, I got dependent on some grandpas and some Panados, I got insomnia, I got back problems, I got all these problems that are related to the emotions that you hold inside. I got to have kidney problems, I have gallstones, I have cysts, I have things inside that are now not going right because I wanted a whole lot of a validation from other people and I'm not getting it. How do I want to live my life going forward? And now people, they sit then and want, I was one of those people as well that I thought I needed to get a thank you. I needed to get a sorry from people. But you don't get that from people. As long as you are still waiting for the people to tell you, oh no, this and that happened and whatever, we're so, no. And maybe some of the people have died, they are no longer around, and some of the people, they just don't care. And some of the people, they don't even know that they actually hurt you because that's how they have been taught about life, that you just do things and it makes you feel better. They don't really care. And you hold on to these things and you go on, and anyone you meet, you think that this person will do that. Will validate me. This person is going to be the person who will give me the stories I want, whatever, because I didn't get it somewhere else. So then you live your life without living your life. You go on being so unhappy. And I've been that person who was just unhappy about the situation, who was just being unhappy, in such a way that I cried at the shower after a hectic session. I cried so much. I was like, this is not on. And what happens is this: when you start to want to get things from outside, the love from outside, to validate it and by people, you tend to, your body becomes tired because, one, you work so hard, two, you are doing a lot, you stretching yourself, you don't sleep, you want to think for maybe other people, you want everything that you want to better other people, but you don't care about yourself and how not doing that would make you feel. And even thinking how doing what you're doing currently is making you feel, and then decide how not doing would make you feel. And then I went to a mental hospital. I stayed there. I mean, not everyone has to go through such horror movie stories before they realize that, you know what, I need to change. Something is not right. I need to change. I need to start validating myself. I need to start telling myself that I am doing well currently. I need to start taking care of myself and hugging myself. I need to start standing in the mirror and tell myself that I love myself with all the flaws, the tiles, the walls, and everything that I might have gone through and I might be going through. But I still love myself enough to be, and to stop looking and waiting for other people to validate me, and waiting for other people to, you know, to help me do this and that. No, but you need to then start. It starts with you, actually. I've been reflecting a lot with, you know, the birthday that just came in. And I was thinking about how my life was in the 38 years, you know, that have passed. And I was like, my goodness, there's a lot that has happened to me. And it took me to just like say, you know what, enough is enough one day. And let me take it all in and go be admitted at a mental hospital, so that I can then maybe start to have a better way of looking into things than trying so hard to do things for other people and exerting so much energy and feeling so strong, while I know that I was weak and I needed to only be strong for myself. And when I did that, and while I was now, it actually worked. I mean, it worked because I came out of the mental hospital and I didn't drink any tablets, and I decided that, you know what, I am going to take each day as it comes, and I'll always remind myself that I am here for me first before I can be here for any other person, you know. And when I was reflecting recently, it came to me that most of the time we say life begins at 40, and you're like, but how does life begin at 40? It begins at 40 if you haven't prepared for that life. And I mean, preparing for life is what? Preparing for life, which is, you know, the 40 that you want to live by. Obviously, life might begin at 40 if you decided before time that you're going to do so much to get your mental state to be in a good order, so that you don't then get triggered by things of the past. Still, you look at them and you smile at them and be like, you know what, you things made me to be the best person. Whatever I've learned from that, I you know, all of that. And it dawned on me that actually this life thing doesn't begin at 40. Life begins when you begin. When you begin your healing, when you begin to say, I'm stopping the validation bus. I'm stopping this. I am now trying my best to embody the new me. I want to do me first. I want to get my cup to overflow so that I can be able to give from the overflowing than letting everybody drink from what I am holding, because I get to be depleted. I mean, it's a very simple thing that when you go and donate blood, when they normally have blood drives and stuff, they don't take blood from you when your iron levels are low. They don't. They say, no, go back, eat your spinach, do this and that and that. Make sure that you don't drink too much coffee and all of those things. I know this because, I've gone through that. And they say all of those, and then they say, we can't take blood from you. The reason why they can't take blood from you, because they know if they start taking blood from you, your red blood cells and your white cells, whatever that they are taking, the making up of the blood, if they take from you the 500 mils that they are taking, you will be left with nothing or too little for you to survive or even to thrive, right? That's why you find that people, they end up what? They end up fainting. They end up, feeling weak, obviously, after donating blood and everything. And I mean, that is a very good thing of donating. But again, they still caution you to say, you need now to take care of yourself even on the day after donating the blood. Take care of yourself and don't go and do hard things because you are very sensitive and fragile at that point in time. But so life is then like that as well. When you the whole thing of filling your own cup first, that we tend to then take out from us and give it out. And because it's not a donation kind of transaction, blood donation, nobody who is a nurse and authority will tell you and say, no, you can't donate today. No, you can't give love there today. No, you can't give this today. No, you need to sleep today. You are not feeling well. No one. We have to think for ourselves for us to do that. We can't. Nobody will ever say no, don't do, unless it's people who really care about you. And I guess you need to really, really treasure those people who could tell you that no, you are very weak for you to even go and show up. You need to take care of yourself currently. Don't do anything. Sit back and relax and just give love to yourself. So that's the one mistake that I wanted to show with you guys. The validation addiction thing that we always do when we constantly want to be reassured. We constantly want to show up to places where we are not even accepted, even our energy is not. But we want to go there because we want to be seen. We want somebody to say, oh no, the person was there. We want somebody to say, oh Shem, she's an angel. But you know that inside you are not an angel for yourself. So we need to get in a space where we validate ourselves. We know that whatever that we do, it's enough. It's okay at that point in time. And not try to be Abo Kapadia who are doing a lot out there while trying to help outside, like donating blood while you know that you're going to then faint at some point. And maybe nobody might be able to help you because they don't know how. And also because you are used so much to be a giver, but you are not a receiver as a person. And that's one of the things. Then it just like messes you up because you always the one who want to give more than you want to receive from people. So what does then validation do to us as older people? It makes us to even go as far as getting into relationships that are not okay because we want to be validated by those people. Or we want those people, when we are with those people, feel like we have accomplished. We want to feel like we are much better. We want to, all of those things. And they are painful because not everybody comes into our lives is actually having the same intentions as you would have. You also find a person who's just desperate to break the hearts of whoever is available. And when that happens, then you go around and say that, oh, I do a lot for people, but people, they always then take from me. Good people are no longer there. And it's because you didn't sit with yourself and start asking yourself questions as to, why do I even see the need of doing what I'm doing? Why do I even, what does being in maybe a relationship with this person makes me feel? What do I want to feel afterwards, or how do I feel? And we don't ask that because maybe that person is serving a very crucial role, that, a very small, subtle gap inside of you that you always wanted to be filled by external, circumstances, things, people, and events. So that's where we get it all wrong, and we become into so much pain. We feel so much pain because we still don't get it. We still don't get it. Guys, we are not packing tickets. We can't wait for validation from the outside. The only validation that we can get is the one that we can give it to ourselves. Even the parking ticket validation, it goes on and it expires after maybe 15 minutes you were at that vicinity. You still need to go back and renew it. Now you can tell that the outside validation doesn't work. It only works to a certain extent. And you still need to do something for you to get it. You still need to do something for you to get it. So I then help people to go back and think what is it that they have done in their lives to actually try and get validation from others, and what is it that has actually made them do what they've suffered because of trying to get this kind of validation and whatever, And on Saturday, we will be doing that for 3 hours in the masterclass, from depression to expression. Like I said, that when you do this validation thing, you tend to be depressed when you go out there getting the validation, actioning so that you can get out. You tend to be so much depressed that you end up thinking that you were born to be that kind of a person, only because it's things that might have happened to you when you were still young and you didn't really take care of these things. So on Saturday, we will then be talking about those things, putting them out there in the open, and I'll be holding a space for people who are ready to be vulnerable to their own, or in their own feelings and emotions. Because I understand that being vulnerable, it's not a good thing, and being vulnerable, it has been for a long time taken as a weakness. And funny enough, being weak is such a strong thing. Because, even the Word of God says, what is this? There is a part that says, you are strong in your weakness. There is that. There is that. Might not be saying it right. But the whole thing is that the moments when you are so weak in your life are the moments when you are so strong. Because weakness comes in when you realize, the things that have been there going wrong in your life. And you put these things to the fore and say, these are the things. And only then, that when you start dealing with these things, when you start naming them one by one, and you also put feelings of how they make you feel, you soon realize that, no, Actually not, I was not born depressed as a person. I was not born anxious. I was not born with whatever disorder that I might be having mentally. I was born normal, but things happened to me. And when you bring them, now you can actually see why you get to do some of the things that you do. And that's what we will be doing on Saturday at 8:30. And I'll be holding a space for whoever who wanna do that kind of work, which is very important in our lives currently, because I think since 2020 we have been forced to be with us more, ourselves alone, and we got to hello darlings, and we got to then have to sit with us and not maybe or answer the questions that we always want to answer, or we're avoiding to answer, and all of that. And then when you start to answer these questions, that's when we start to heal from all these things that might be holding us back, from all these things that are making us to seek for validation, external validation, and be addicted to validation, and even do more of the things that will get us to be validated and be accepted. So that's that I wanted to share with us. And tomorrow I'll be sharing another mistake, which is mistake number 2, that is making us to feel so much pain in the name of happiness. But just to share, or side note on this, is that even though you would be doing a lot of things to get validated, you then never get to be happy until you give the validation to yourself by yourself every day, until you get in a space where you know that you are comfortable with the things that happen to you, and you are comfortable knowing that you can stand with whatever that you want to stand for, without any other person having to be there to back you in what you are saying or what you're standing for. You know, you get in a space where you are able to say no to things that don't make sense to you. So yeah, if you're ready for that, you can then contact me so that we can get to doing the work that we need to do and be able to be happy and fit. And I call that is making the happy fit moves, making the moves that will make you happy and be fit for your purpose, the purpose that you have in this life. Okay guys, tomorrow at around 12 again, I'll come in to share mistake number 2, a painful mistake number 2 that we do for happiness. All right, my name is Bongi, and I believe that people need to be happy and fit in order for them to enjoy their lives fully. All right, thank you so much, and enjoy your day. Bye-bye.